When I was 6, I was running across the street and ran out in front of a tailwheel truck. Was paralyzed or numb, I'd say, from my mid-chest all the way down to the bottom of my feet. I think a lot of my health issues can be, traced back to that, like my brain injury. Up until middle school, I didn't know if I was hungry, if I was full, if I had to go to the bathroom or anything like that. I graduated at high school with third grade reading level because they just continually passed me on. I've had 8 brain surgeries due to an arachnoid cyst keep growing on my brain. The largest it ever got was big as a lemon. So it had created a lot of pressure. They believed I had been carrying it since childhood because that's usually when the trauma allows the brain to, kind of kick in and create that bubble of fluid, because what it would do is the spinal fluid would fill up into it and it would continue to grow. I found out about it when I lost my eyesight and speech one day. I was driving a van and my wife was with me at the time, and I couldn't speak first, and I started pointing at my mouth. I couldn't speak, and then before long I just lost my eyesight. She took me to the hospital. They transported me to OSU and they did surgery. When I found out that I couldn't go back to work, I didn't have anything set up for retirement. I was too young to start thinking about that. I was a truck driver by trade. First brain surgery, you can't drive a truck no more. Being on disability, my income is very limited. So I wasn't able to pull together rent and deposit to even get into a place because my check would barely cover rent and just basic living for the rest of the month. I was in California for a year homeless on the street, and I started getting sick again and had to come back. And when I came back, the same issue I found in California, the apartments, the places for rent was not set up for low income, unless you filled in an application and waited for a year. Nobody would help me get off the street and pay rent or deposit on a place that they said I couldn't afford. And so that's how I ended up meeting you guys through Impact 60. I was told that you guys could help, and you stepped way out of the box and helped me with several months, to get into to pay the deposit and rent in the first month's, rent. And that's how I got off the street. So not everyone goes to the street because of drugs or, alcohol or, stuff like that. Sometimes it's just mere circumstances. Groups like yours, your guys' group, Impact 60, in this day and age is so needed because in a blink of an eye, a person's life can change. And it's so hard, it's almost, I've known people that said, they were going to, kill themselves because they've lost hope. Well, Impact 60 is that hope, in the sense that, they don't have to worry, so much about not having no one in their corner. They just got to be able to find, someone that is in their corner. Surviving is the mode that you're in when you're on the street. Every time you park your vehicle or you stop, you go to sleep, you don't know what's going to happen in that time frame. There's no security. So, you don't really know what's going to happen. And when you're dealing with health problems on top of being on the street, that makes it even more, hard for someone because you can't address your health problems while you're on the street. And, that's why, I am thankful for Impact 60 that they was able to help me on that. And I'm glad that I'm able to return it in some way by, sharing my message. Maybe, someone can hear this and realize that not everyone's on the street because of, they're bad people. It's just some things happen that's been bad to them that they couldn't overcome on their own.